5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Howdy folks, Captain Chris here from East Coast Sports on Topsail Island. Got a little how-to video for you guys. I'm going to show you how to make Carolina rigs. It's one of the most versatile rigs out there. You can use it for all kinds of fishing. Pulling live baits for flounder, fishing for sheep's head on the pilings, fishing sloughs in the surf for red drum. They're extremely versatile and they're easy to make. No need to buy your Carolina rigs pre-made. Matter of fact, the ones that you make will actually work better. And I'll show you why that is. First off, I'm going to be using this to simulate our main line. This is a 250 pound Power Pro, but it shows up really well on the video so that you guys can see how I tie it. Let's pretend that this is the line coming off the end of your rod, just your main line. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slip an egg sinker on our line, just like that. We got our egg sinker on there. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to tie a swivel on with any fisherman's knot that you want to use. This is a fisherman's knot that I use. It's a good cinch knot and it tends to work well. Just take your tag end, run it through the swivel, come back toward the main line, make a loop back toward the swivel, and then wrap around both of these lines. So this line and this loop, you can go inside of that loop. 1, 2, 3 or 4 times. It's good. Cinch it down and trim that off right there. It's kind of hard to trim, so I'm going to kind of hold off on that. But so you've got your sinker on your line, and it can slide up and down. Now, the good thing about this is that you can allow the flounder or drum or whatever fish you're fishing for to swim away with the bait. Not sheep's head. You want to set the hook on them pretty quick. But you can allow the fish to swim away with your bait so that the sinker, the fish bites, and he can pull the line right through the middle of the sinker. Doesn't feel any weight. You can let him swim off with that for 100 yards if you want, to make sure he gets the bait good, and then set the hook. For a lot of my flounder fishing and drum fishing, I try to use circle hooks, especially if there's going to be some fish that are not legal in the area, whether it be drum that's under or over the slot. If I'm catching a lot of flounder that are undersized, I really like to use circle hooks. But the main hook that's used is a kale hook or a flounder hook. And I buy the Eagle Claw hooks that are already snelled, ready to go. This is a 147-1 size 1 kale hook. They work really well. I know it's really hard to see this this snell. I'll put this down here. Maybe we can maybe you can see it a little better. But you've got the hook that's already snelled. You've got the main line, and then you've got a loop on the end. It's already tied on for you. And you can make your rigs really quick and easy and cheap this way. So what we'll do is just pinch that loop shut, stick it through the bottom part of the swivel, and pull the hook back through, put the hook back through that loop, and cinch it down. And you've got a rig ready to go. It's just that easy. A lot of the guides here that do a lot of flounder fishing, drum fishing, use this same rig. And it also works great for sheep's head fishing. This is how I make all my sheep head rigs as well. I'll generally use a little bit of a different hook, like a number 4 Gamakatsu live bait hook, maybe up to a number 1, depending on what size bait or sheep's head I'm targeting. For flounder, of course, this rolls around a lot. Your bait's usually always moving. And it's good for drifting. It's good for casting in the surf at flounder. And flounder, you know, they're laying on the bottom waiting for something to come to them. And if a bait swims over, they jump up and grab it. And that's why you want to always continuously cover ground for flounder. Lots of other fish are always moving around looking for something to eat, but flounder lay on the bottom and wait for something to come to them. So if you're fishing in one spot, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck. There are times, but Usually you want to cover ground for flounder, and that's why these rigs work so well, because they slip across the bottom really easily. Now, if I'm fishing for, say, red drum in the surf with a live bait, I'll switch this hook out and use like a 3 or 4/0 circle hook, just because I don't want to gut hook those guys a lot. And when I'm fishing in the surf, I'll generally go and use this no roll sinker as opposed to an egg sinker, because I can let the bait sit in one spot if I want. So I'm dragging, I'm dragging, I'm dragging. If I want it to stop, I just stop, and it doesn't roll around too bad. It'll kind of hold in one position, and you can get your bait right in the strike zone there. So all you would have to do is just switch this egg sinker out for one of these. And that's a good way to make your Carolina rigs. It's cheap, it's easy, they work better than the store-bought rigs, and it'll make you a better fisherman, just being able to create your own tackle from whatever you've got. So come on down to East Coast Sports, come see us. We got everything that you need for making your Carolina rigs, from the hooks, the weights, swivels, of course. We'd be glad to help you tie any of the knots that you need. Thanks a lot, and come on see us at East Coast Sports here on Topsail Island. Have a great day.